guys, this is Odette Tutorial with another tutorial today, and today I'm going to show you how to make a necklace that I created the other day. And I use alcohol inks, and I also use the metal leaf, silver leaf, and I put resin on top. For that, I use the alcohol inks by Pinata. I'm going to show you the box. This is a Pinata colors. It came in a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you can find this anywhere. Amazon. I think I bought this from Michael's. And I'm going to use the color Teal. This is golden yellow and coral. And I already conditioned my clay. I'm using Premo in color black. And I roll it out on the pasta machine, condition it on the pasta machine on a number 3. 0 being my thickest setting. So it's quite thin. And silver leaf is the one by Speedball, metal leaf, and silver. You also are going to need a paintbrush and wet wipes to clean your brush in between colors. Alright, so let's get started. I'm using the golden yellow first. And you're going to dip the alcohol ink a little bit on the brush, and then just start putting it on the clay, on the metal leaf, and just be very, very gentle, because you don't want to do it too hard, and then it will just it will take some of the silver leaf off the clay. So very, very, very gentle. And you want to make sure you put a lot so you can see the color. And just go and go over it. Okay, so and I'm going to go to the next color. Let me see one more time. Go to the next color and make sure you close the lid. Just clean it, clean your brush. The next one I'm going to use is the coral. And then just put it next to the other one. And it's okay if you put some of it on the yellow one, it's fine. It's just, it will blend in. This takes a long time to do. So I don't know, for some reason this coral, when I apply it, it keeps like spreading everywhere. It doesn't like stay, no matter how much color I put, it just starts spreading. Like if I put one here and it just goes, I don't know why it's doing that. But you see that's like it's weird. The yellow one didn't do that. And I'm trying to make this to like, it's like running away from the silver leaf. I don't know what the deal is, but it's very strange. Because only time that you will see that is if you use alcohol, if I spray alcohol, and then it will just start spreading everywhere. See, how's that? That's just... I'll probably just let it dry and then go back. This is just starting to spray everywhere. Don't know what's going on here. Alright, I'm gonna start use the other one, which is Teal. And this one is a little bit more stronger than the other ones. Okay, so I'm gonna continue doing this. This is gonna take a while, and I will come back when I fill the entire sheet of clay. And I'll be back when I'm done. Alright, so I'm done with this. And you can see it's still dry. I'm sorry, it's still wet. And I'm going to dry this with my heat gun. I'm using this Black & Decker heat gun. And it has two settings. I'm going to use the higher setting. And I'm just going to go over the clay one time, just to let it dry. And then after that, I'm just gonna let it sit aside for a little bit. And just go over it. And just have to make sure this is dry. And it's probably still dry a little bit, but I'm gonna just leave it and just stop right here. And then you can see how the colors look. Really, really nice. And I'm gonna set this aside and I'm gonna clean my towel and I'll be back for the next step. Hi guys, I'm back. So for this next step of the tutorial, we're gonna do a Sutton Slice. This one was created by Lisa Pavelka. She has a great tutorial on YouTube. You should check it out. She goes into like more detail about it. I'm just gonna go over it really fast. It's pretty much you're gonna need a rubber stamp, any type of stamp. This one is by Lisa Pavelka, and I think it was really good for this technique. You're gonna need any type of clay, any color. I'm using black. I'm gonna condition this very good. And then you're going to press a small amount of clay into all these cavities right here. And then you're gonna go ahead with use your flexible blade and then just shave it all the top surface. And then you're gonna need a base clay. In this case, I'm using the one with the alcohol inks, and then you're gonna flip this backwards and then fold it. And then you're gonna come up and this beautiful design after that. But anyways, you're gonna need a stamp. This, make sure this is clean and dry. You don't need any water or anything like that. And then I already conditioned this, and make sure it's really good condition. And just, you're gonna be tempted to use a big amount of clay, and it's not gonna work. I already tried it, so let's see. And just press this amount, small amount of clay, and then just grab your flexible blade, and then you're gonna shave it, and you can see there it's in there. And then go over it again. Make sure your blade is sharp. Oops. And sometimes you're going to pick up some of it that's already there, and that's probably what's going to happen. And make sure your clay is very good, well conditioned. Let's see. And this is going to take a while for me to finish. I'm going to try to fill the whole thing so I can get as much of the details, designs on the stamp. So you can see how this looks already. Alright, I'm going to fill this whole thing. It's going to take me a while, and then I'll come back to finish to show you how it looks. Alright, so I'm finished. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a good shake one more time to make sure there's nothing stuck to the surface. And you make sure you do it very aggressive with it. And if you feel like if you have to go back to fill some of the cavities, it's fine. I mean, you just have to, I'm just looking for anything, that I missed. I'm not worrying about this parts right here because it's gonna be mainly in the middle. So this is just gonna be the edges. So I didn't have to do it, but so I'm not worried about the edges. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to bring over this other and it's completely dry because you want to make sure this is dry before you attempt to do this, because you don't want this to be all sticky in there with alcohol ink and all that. So it is dry. I have the stamp on top and my base color on the bottom, and then I'm gonna press down. It makes a big difference if this base color was just a regular clay, Skinner blend or whatever, but since this has alcohol inks and the metal leaf, it might take some of it when some of the silver leaf might come off. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm going to fold this and roll it. I just want to see which will, because I have to be able to see. So I probably will do it from this side because I have to be able to see, because sometimes when you're rolling it, some of the clay will still get stuck in the stamps, and you have to go back and then roll it back again. So I have to be able to see. So I'm just pressing it down. Alright, so here we go. Let's see. And then you're going to roll it back. Let me see, because I don't want this to come off of the... And then some of them are still stuck to the stamp, but that's fine. You just go back and then roll it back again. And some of these parts are like really small, and we'll tend to go back and just go back. I'm almost there. And it's okay if you didn't get it all. At least you got some of it on the clay. especially on the edges. It's not sticking very well, but that's fine. Alright, I got pretty much everything, and there's going to be some of them that didn't get it's okay, you can just place it somewhere, but I think it came out really good. Then make sure you press the clay down, because like this one is just moving around, so make sure you use your fingers and then just press down. Yeah, I got most of it out. Yeah, use your finger very lightly. And so make sure this, if there's any of the clay there is not sticking, that will stick to the alcohol, to the silver leaf. So okay. Yeah, it's just it's different if you were doing it with regular clay, but I got most of it, just a little bit left there. So now I'm going to trim the edges. It's just excess. And you can just put on your scrap clay or save it for another project. Alright, so now I'm going to cut the bead, but I'm not using a cutter. I'm just gonna cut a shape. So let's see, thinking about getting this area right here. All right, so let's see. We're gonna cut like okay, so let's probably cut this area right here. And then I'm going to make two. There's going to be one and then one on the top. Probably not make it as big, but let's see. Then the one on the top. But I'm going to bake this for 275 primo recommended temperature, and make sure you cover it with a bowl, and I'll be back to do the back, and then I'm going to attach some pins to so they can be together, like stuck together. And I'm going to attach some pins in the middle, and I'll be back when it's done, when it's baked. Okay, so our piece is out of the oven. Now we're gonna put the back, do a back. I condition black primo on a number 2 on my pasta machine. So and I have this, so a sponge, and I'm just gonna give it texture. Let's pick this up. Just use your blade and cut it. Then I'm gonna do this one. Alright, so now we're going to apply some liquid clay in the back. I'm using, you can use any type of liquid clay. I'm using this liquid poly clay. And then just put a little bit in the back. Now I'm going to use 2 inches head pins. This one right here, and I already cut the top part with the pliers. I'm going to use 4. Okay, so we're going to, and put this here. And then you're going to grab one and then turn it like this. I'm doing this so it's more secure in there when I bake it. Alright, so I'm just gonna place it here. Gotta make sure it's center. I'm just going to move it a little bit higher because I'd rather have more than, I need to make sure this is okay. I think that's good. Now, hold on 1 second, I just want to make sure this is all right. Let me see, flip it around. Just gotta make sure this is center. Okay, now we're gonna do the other one. I'm just gonna put it underneath. Wait, hold on 1 second. Let me fix this first. Make sure it's I'm just gonna remove a little bit of the excess with the blade. Let's get this tool. And then I'm going to push this with this, so and then just texture the back again. If you feel like you need to do it, just texture the back and then texture the sides too. Okay, I think that's okay. Now I'm going to do the other part. And then just gonna place this here. I'm trying to center this. And then, hold on one second. Oh. Sorry. It's the wrong direction. Put a little bit of liquid clay on the corner. Right here, I guess I didn't get enough. All right, so okay, so we're going to remove some of the excess on the top. And just grab your blade and then just and then go on the side. And then texture it again. So now I'm going to bake this for a full hour. Um, 275 premo recommended temperature. And make sure you cover it with the bowl and put a piece of printing paper for this, because if you don't put a piece of printing paper, you'll get a shine in the back. And you don't want that. So just make sure you put it on the tile, the printing paper, and then this for 1 hour. And cover it. And I'll be back to show you what's next. Hi guys, I'm back. So here's our pendant. It's out of the oven. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this out very carefully. And then I'm going to use this black glass bead, and then I'm going to put it in there. And then I'm going to use a little bit of glue. It's jewelry bead E6000, and I'm just going to apply a little bit on the tip, just to make sure it's secure. You don't have to put, you don't need that much. And then just put this back on. And just press it down. And just leave it to dry for maybe about an hour or so. So it's secure in there. And I'll be back to do the next step, which will be the resin, to put the resin on top. I'll see you in about an hour. So our next step now is to apply the resin, and I'm going to use Ultradome UV Epoxy. And you're also going to need a silicone mat, UV light. I have a toothpick to drag the resin, and a lighter so you can pop the bubbles. Alright. Started. I'm going to start applying this. On the edges, and then work my way to the center. And since the necklace is not completely flat because it has all this things like the clay from the Sutton Slice, it might be a little bit, you might need to do 2 coats. So you have to make sure you get all that resin in between those spaces. So because it's not even, it might look like right here it's not covered completely because it's not like completely flat. And then you might have to apply a little bit more, or do 2 coats. And then just drag it all the way around to cover all the spaces. And then just add more if you need it. Okay, I think I'm almost done here, because there's this areas right here where the resin didn't get it because it went on the little spaces. So what I'm gonna have to do is come back and give it another cover it, do another coat. So then I just grab the lighter and then just go around it and just pop the bubbles. And sometimes if you put too much and then spills, and then you end up with spill everywhere, but you can clean it up if that's the case. And just apply just a little bit on those spaces where you see that it didn't get filled. Just a little bit. And just wait and see. I think I have some bubbles here. And sometimes I use this and I wait a little bit, because sometimes there's one bubble that will pop out of nowhere and you're like, oh, you cure it, and then it's like, oh well, I thought the bubbles were gone, but they were there. Yeah, I mean, resin is really nice and it looks really pretty, but yeah, it's very tricky. So let's just do that other one over here on the top. And just go in those cavities. Okay, I'm going to start dragging it around because I don't want to put too much and then it will start overflowing. And that happens sometimes. Just make sure you don't put too much on the edges. I have to put some over here on the side, on the corner. Okay, so this part right here, it didn't get filled because, let me just get this, pop these bubbles real quick. Now I'm going to leave this under the UV light for about 15 minutes. And then probably will put another coat of resin. I'm not sure. It depends. I don't know if I feel like it needs it. I'll do that. And I'll be back. I'll be back when it's done. I'm just gonna put a little bit more. Oops, there's a big bubble there. Sometimes this bottle, like bubbles come out of the bottle, like right now. And I just don't know why that happens. Okay, I'm gonna leave this under the UV light and then I'll be back. And I'll be back when this is completely cured. See you in a little bit. Hey guys, so here's her finished pendant with the resin. It looks really, really shiny. So I had a couple of spills on the side because the design was not flat completely. It had this spaces, cavities in between the raised parts. So when that happens, it's kind of hard for the resin to stay in one place and it's really hard to fill it. So what I did one coat, I fill it completely, and then those raised parts right here were still not completely filled with the resin. So I went and go ahead and put it on the UV light for 15 minutes, and then I went back and did another layer of resin, and that helped a lot. So if you have spills, if that happens, you grab your X-Acto knife, and then you can just scrape the side. It's an easy fix. And then I glue a belt, and I used the 6000 jewelry glue, and I used this cord it's already made, and this is what I have on hand. Well, there's all the options on there you can use, and yeah, I mean, it turned really nice. So I hope you like this tutorial. If you have any questions, write it in the comments below. Please subscribe to my channel so I can make more videos. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.